Backstage at Boots, I found Mr. Brett Kissel. How are you, buddy?
Hey, you know what? If there's a party, you know that Brett Kissel's going to find his way there.
And usually I'm standing right beside you in the bar line.
Yeah, exactly. As you and I, like over 15 years, have had such a great friendship, and
Yeah.
I just want to start off by saying congratulations to KX on 15 years. Like you guys, you should be so proud
Thanks, buddy.
of what you've accomplished. And if it wasn't for you guys, without a doubt, I don't think I'd be playing at Boots and Hearts as a headliner. I wouldn't have this amazing career in this incredible province.
And we were right there with you from day one. It all
started with a song.
Started with a song. How was the Brett boat show?
You know, it was pretty dramatic.
Yeah.
It turned out to be great. We were supposed to do it on Saturday night, but there were these gigantic winds, and it was terrible. There's no way we could have done a boat show. So I said, well, let's do Sunday morning. So we did. Yeah. We did a Sunday morning show at 10 in the morning, and I'm like, well, I don't know who's going to show up, to be honest. And we still had a few thousand people on the water. It was like, epic is overused, but I can use it because it was. I was right there. It was an epic day.
I don't know if your team's going to allow me to do this, but I know that you're working on some brand new music.
I'll tell you all about it.
You've got new music on the way. When can we start hearing some of those new songs?
Well, the thing about it is, I mean, you personally, because you're my friend, I can just text them to you.
Let's do it.
And you got to tell me what you think. And I'll send some to Toff and obviously Floyd and Casse and everybody. But we don't know because there's so much that goes into it now. What happened years ago when we were releasing music, we could kind of choose a time and just go with it. There's so much more that is a part of that now, simply because
it's a strategy.
When you talk with our friends at Spotify or Apple Music, Amazon, YouTube, the worst thing for an artist like me to do is to step on the toes of one of my friends. So if Dean is putting out a record or Reclaws or JBB or something like that, I want to make sure that I'm like, hold it. No, you if you're going to do it in October, I'll go November. And we talk, so we strategize in that way to make sure we're not really competing with each other.
Right.
But then also, if you've got a big artist like Morgan Wallen or you got Luke Combs that comes out with a record, we don't want to be in that shadow either. So we want our own time. And I'm very proud of this music. So we want to make sure it has the biggest audience possible, which is why strategy comes into play. I'll probably have a single this fall.
Okay.
I know I'll have a record probably the beginning part of next year. But what date? I don't know. Someone way smarter than me is going to make that decision.
There's a lot of people way smarter than you and I back here.
I know.
Okay, now that we got the business part done, let's hit you with some festival questions.
Yes.
If your bus or van pulls up to a festival or a venue, what's your bus's theme song?
Well, it all depends on the festival that we're playing. I mean, Boots and Hearts is really, really country.
Yeah.
And I'm loving it. So we were cranking some old school stuff this morning, especially Kevin Bushy. He's been my tour manager for many years and he's come back in the fold, retired for a while, came back. And so we were cranking some Merle Haggard this morning.
Nice.
It's really cool. So Will Leone is our lighting guy. He's got this cool little, I don't know, device. It's a cassette player that then has a Bluetooth, compatibility. So we were playing some old school cassettes of the Rankin Family. We were playing, like New Country, Kickin' Country, Country Heat.
Oh, yeah.
All that stuff from the 90s. Nothing puts me in a better mood than that. But if we're playing a rock festival, that's kind of like rock and country. We're doing one in Alberta tomorrow called Rock the Track. Like, we might play some old school April Wine.
Okay.
You know what? We might take a deep dive into Toff's library because he's old as the hills. So we might play, I don't know, some CCR or some Eagles, right? He's old, whatever the old guys.
Absolutely. We'll have to ask him.
Yeah, exactly.
What's the last thing you Googled?
It was a recipe.
Okay.
It was a recipe.
For?
So I had a great roast. My girlfriend Cassidy, she's got a great ranch. So we had a bunch of beef there. And I had this rump roast. And I was thinking, hey, what's a better way I can cook from frozen? So I just was doing that, put that in the big cast iron, pot.
Yep.
And I made it damn good. Tyson was there. The gravy was good. The onions were good. The beef was a little overcooked. That's on me, but it's still good.
At least he's honest. What does your Instagram or TikTok algorithm think that you are obsessed with?
So I don't know if this is gonna, I'm not embarrassed to say it. I'm man enough to admit it. It's all WWE right now.
Amazing.
Old school WWE. It's not the new stuff. I don't know any of the new guys. It's all like
Ultimate
back in
Warrior
2000.
Bret Hart?
Well, no, it's the Attitude Era.
Okay.
So it's like at this day, on this day, Stone Cold Steve Austin, beat the shit out of Vince McMahon. On this day, Undertaker and Kane, had the Inferno match. Or on this day, and I'm just watching these old things. Like, I remember watching that on pay-per-view Invasion when Vince brought WCW and Shane and Stephanie, in WCW and ECW versus WWE and Austin turned heel. And I'm like, I remember this when I was 11,
That was the time where you would go to school, and you and I are kind of around the same age, where we would go to the principal's office for telling a friend to suck it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
suck it, absolutely. Or I, there were a bunch of different things.
Oh, yeah.
I was a big Stone Cold Steve Austin fan, so if someone was ticking me off, you know what I was doing with my middle fingers.
And now, BK, because I'm terrible at my job, is there a
You
question?
you in the last 15 years,
Look,
you were terrible
look,
at your
look, look.
job. Come on, Fuller.
Just let me get through this,
Okay.
because I'm bad at my job, and you can't be asked every question under the sun, and you're asked a lot of the same question. Is there one question that you never get asked that you would love to be asked at least once? Something that you want to tell the world about?
You know what? My grandpa bear is old as the hills, but he's healthy as a horse. And every now and then, when someone like brings up, because I'll put him on TikTok every now and then, and I got a reaction from him when I crossed over 200,000 followers on Instagram, and I just wanted to see his reaction, and he was just kind of speechless. To think that this kid that used to sit on his knee, driving around on the tractor, singing all these old country songs, now gets to travel the world, play country music.
Right.
So whenever I can talk about my grandparents, that's very, very special. I'm very lucky that they're still alive. Very lucky that my kids get their great grandparents, and boy, do we ever have fun with them. Like back on the farm, where I'm drinking whiskey with Grandpa Bear, and we're cleaning trails, and we're chasing cows and stuff like that. So if I can ever talk about Grandpa Bear, that makes me happy.
Love that. We'll slide that into our next
Yes, sir.
chat. We're going to catch up soon. Brett Kissel, backstage at Boots and Hearts. Thanks, buddy.
Thanks, buddy.